You know, I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, and of course, I've just been thinking about life as a whole, about what it means to be a man. And I really tend to believe that girls have it harder than men. Now, don't get me wrong. We can bring about the statistic that men's, get rejected by a lot of girls. If you're an ugly man overall, like, yeah, you may not get a girlfriend and all that other stuff. And absolutely, men do go through a lot. For example, they get rejected, they get falsely accused, they tend to believe not to believe themselves. Society puts women's more than men's, absolutely. But also, the inner beauty of being a man is the fact that you have other men's supporting you, you have other men's loving you know? Because I realized something within my life, you know, my friends from high school, from middle school to high school, I'm still friends with my male friends now. And I've been talking to my ex, my sister-in-law, my homegirl, and two of my female friends I've known since 2024. I realized how they went through a lot of finding the people that they met. And I don't want to share too much about my people's personal life, but my ex goes through a lot, she, and my ex tells me that a lot of girls that I know had to change friend groups a lot, and that kind of made me learn that yes, as a man, you may get rejected by a girl romantically. You might have male friends stop talking to you, but you kind of regain your purpose again. You find a lot more male friends who will stick with you to the very end and love talking to you. Girls don't have that. A lot of girls don't have female friends to rely on. A lot of girls tend to have female friends who care about their status, money, and all that other stuff. And I think a lot of men's which have some rights to complain about that, oh, a girl doesn't like me, this and that. But at the same time, it kind of falls apart when the guys, excuse me, just some of them, if not most of them, I know, not personally, but the vast majority of men tend to complain about, oh, girls don't like me, relationship is bad, and all that. Same goes with poor educated women, and I realized that I have met a lot of poor educated people. But the girls I made friends with are really educated. They're smart. They're able to understand things. They're able to talk about things that are similar to me. Because I had my homegirl of 2024 that I'm still friends with, and we're talking about things, and actually she's able to understand things. And I'm realizing, like, wow, I believed in a lie for such a long time because I had other sister-in-laws, other unironically female friends who told me that girls can't be friends with guys, and yet they're friends with me. But I stuck with them because I was afraid that I wouldn't find good people like them. But here I am now who have a female friend that sticks with me. And it makes me realize as a man that like I could just sit here talk about Warframe and literally play the game and talk to you guys about it and talk about life in itself. But there's girls out here where they're playing like it's the ending of Cruelty Squad of Trauma Loop, where they're just doing missions after missions to finally feel accepted, only for the same effect to happen. Because after talking to my female friends and my sister-in-law and my ex, that the amount of female friends that they have to change was astonishing. We're not talking about one female friend changing. We're talking about different vast of networks of parties of girls who they had fat female friends, skinny female friends, attractive female friends, not so attractive female friends. And the girls that I am talking to for my entire life, especially my ex, I love her so much for the past 6 years, is the fact that a lot of girls change their friend group every single day, every couple of weeks, every single time, because of the internalized misogyny that girls believe in. That if you have a boyfriend, if you do well in life, if you, I don't know, even if you play a game like Warframe where you watch a bunch of pop culture movies, to most girls, they get affected. When it comes to us men, when we deal with a person like that, we block them. But for girls, it's different. because these girls have the power to just gaslight every other woman's, and a lot of girls will believe of that false evidence of that woman. My ex got bullied, my female cousins got bullied, my homegirls got bullied, right? And it traumatized me to the point where that yes, my life had difficulties too, but these girls were worse. They went through pains at a social pain to the point where I couldn't believe that they survived so much verbal abuse after verbal abuse that these girls have went through. And I haven't realized that girls could just be as mean. But the beautiful thing about it is they have me. And this is not me to sound like a male feminist or anything, but it's good to have a male friend of the opposite sex to believe you because I had female friends like that. Like girls go through a lot. At least for us men's, we can talk about it, and when we see a guy that we talk shit and we don't like, we automatically block them. But with girls, it's a different story. They, they in a way, most girls I talk to, they have told me the perfect exact definition. Most girls think like they're a hive mind. That's why when you see the Lizzie Lohan thing about the girl who killed the three babies, it's a bunch of middle-aged, even young women who just hate men's or hate women's who believe in such a healthy idea that men's and women's can be friends. Because I realized from a teenagehood to my adulthood, in my even my own childhood, that the girls I used to know that I looked up to have internalized misogyny. And the best thing I could say, the best thing I could tell is that if you're a girl, you can change. You can become a better wife than what you were with your ex-husband. You can change. You can believe in yourself. Same goes with guys too. You can believe in yourself. You can change. I mean, heck, I lost a certain family member that I known, and I'm going through the shitter. I had to block a homegirl of 10 years because weird shit was happening with her. I don't hate her. It's just, life be changing, and I'm not a comfortable place right now. But I do feel that rift blocking my homegirl and blocking some girls I used to know with their sarcastic humors and some of them even sexualizing me. But I realized that I grown the strength to actually say what I need to say. A lot of guys will stick with shitty women that they're married with, but I have my ex that allows me to have female friends. That I am allowed to change, that I'm allowed to learn, that I'm allowed to be who I am, that I'm allowed to say what I need to say. It's just astonishing that like girls might have the worst social life I have ever seen in my life. Not saying every, but most girls. Like I said, men's could complain about life, but other men's can relate. But girls, they could do the same thing, but at the same time at a worse scale because they could talk about, oh, my car got dented. Now I gotta go fix it. Oh, my cooking's not the greatest, and I hope the ladies that knows me can cook. Those examples that I just said. And you think that for the most part, oh, the girls are talking about their interests. The girls are talking similar interests how like the guys are talking. It sounds nice. It sounds friendly, but most of the time, those girls are talk about their interests, right? Because you can see on TikTok where and even social media a couple of years back when there was a girl that was talking about her bike, right? Her motorcycle. And actually, let me get more personal. I had my ex had female friends, and she talked about her art. She talked about her illustrations. Her other female friends were secretly talking shit about her when she's talking about what she wants to do. My female cousins that I know, that I'm closely with, from 2024 to all the way through now, she talked about her cooking, and all the other girls were talking shit about her, and she had to change. Now do you see the worst part what it means to be a woman? A lot of guys think, oh, when you're a woman, you live life on easy mode. You got your pussy out. You're making enough money. You get to buy materialistic things. Materialism will not always replace the genuine connection of a human. Humanity comes first. The human connection is hungry. Human connection is needed. And once you realize that the girls are suffering of the honesty to the complexity to the simplicity, that's why a lot of girls are marrying men's and having male friends. Because it's a lot more easier to have male friends that you can understand with than in my position of me trying to have new female friends for me to change when as a man, who have been through that similar situation with the girls. It's fascinating, really. It's crazy how you can, that you as a woman, society believes you more when you have male friends. But when you as a man, that you have female friends, it's different night and day. Because my homie's wife, shout out to her, she's friends with me, my homie's brother, and him, her husband. And she needs that kind of connection. But let's throw another perspective. Then there's my life. I had female friends, and let me tell you, the amount of times I have been flirted on, that I have been, yeah, I'm not no saint. I flirted the girls too, but I only did that to camouflage my surroundings. I've been flirted on. I have had female cousins that I used to know that forced me to give them compliments because because they have confidence issues. I had girls talk to me in secret of talking shit about other female family members and even their male friends, but they just trusted me to tell me that I shouldn't say these things, and I said it because it wasn't right, you know. And I really tend to believe that, yeah, I can see girls having male friends, and I don't see a bad thing about it, but I do feel fear of seeing a guy having female friends. But just because I had a bad experience with the girls, that shouldn't stop me from becoming a good person, for actually trying, you know? And I realized I changed a lot for who I am. I realized how much I changed for what I believe. I used to be a dude who think that men's and women's can't be friends, but deep down I just didn't want to deal with the whole hockey yaka bullshit of how what the girls were saying. All that stuff that should be addressed. Talk about drama and empathy. Talking about drama in an empathetic way I like. Talk about work in an empathetic way I like. Talking about life in general and education and trends in an empathetic way I like. Had a female friend I know that talked about nerd stuff. Instead of talking about nerd stuff that she enjoyed it, she treated it like it was like it was like a status shit. And once you know about that, marrying sounds hell, you know? And I'm glad that I was able to learn this sooner because man, I seen my own brothers, I seen some of my own male friends that had exes. They would just talk shit about their wives or their girlfriends, and I never want to do that. I don't ever, I don't like, I don't like talking shit to the girls I know. And I don't care that I'm saying this on camera. I don't like talking shit to girls. You can call me all those beta male lads. Oh, you're not a real man. Shut up. You know, like I know how to. I know me. I love me. You know, I know how to change. You know, I think I said what I said, and I'm happy that I changed because I realized, man, being a man is a lot more easier than being a woman. Yeah, I'm gonna get rejected by girls. Yeah, I may not get the things what I wanted. Yeah, you're right. Pretty privilege is a thing. If I was a fat dude, I would have not get the girls I wanted. But then, next thing you know, you get a girlfriend that looks pretty. But girls, and you know, the beautiful thing about being a man is that the moment your homie has a girlfriend, you leave them alone. But when a girl has a boyfriend, every girl's talk shit about them, and I don't get it. And I had friend groups like that from middle school. I had a homie that had a girlfriend. Every guy would talk shit up about that dude. Every girls would talk shit about that girl. You know, had had people like that growing up. Thankfully, my male friends that I know now since high school, now they don't do that. when my homie has a wife or a girlfriend, I don't talk shit. I'm happy for him. You know, like I'm happy for the dude. But the girls I see, when they see a girl, right? Because I know that my friend's wife is seeing things I'm already seeing when she's walking and she's talking to her husband, and then all the other girls are talking shit about her because she has a husband. I mean, to the girls who just get mad at their own female friends for having a husband, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you think like that? Why do you think that you want to talk shit about your homegirl who's happy, who's living her best life, and you're just talking shit about her? What gives you the right to do that? What gives you the right to talk shit about your own female friend? When it gotten so bad that the sister that she painted you in her brain that, oh, you're like a sister to me, that you were talking shit about your female friend who was going through a lot, who was going through the worst phase in her life right now, and the best thing you can do was talk shit. And it's to the point where that, like, even the girls I know literally told me that in their life at a short time they were friends with their male friends, like my cousin, like my female cousin talking to my male cousins, and my ex being friends with her brothers. Why do you girls do that? Why do you girls hurt each other for no fucking reason? That's fucked up. If I was a girl, I would have been happy for my homegirl. Fuck, I'm happy that my homegirl I blocked found a man. I'm happy. Yeah, we flirted, but I'm happy for her. When I was back then, when I flirted with her, I swear, man, like I'm glad that I changed. I never thought girls go through worse than guys, man. Socially, at the very least. And even if they do get married in that way, like guys making money, right? They get to live a lavish life. Like I said, materialism can't heal the heart. What they want is that internal human connection. And I wouldn't mind having female friends, And I already got one. I got my ex. I got my female friend, my female cousin, my sister-in-law, and my homegirl. You know, I'm healed, but I don't mind having female friends. I don't mind telling, like, if my ex becomes lonely, she doesn't have any female friends. I don't mind telling her you can come hang out with us. It's all good. Like I got you. You know, I know what it's like to feel lonely, and a lot of guys that I used to know tell me don't help a girl out. You gotta let her suffer. I'm sorry. I'm Spider Man, nigga. Like, I'm gonna do things my way, bro. I'm glad I get to say this on camera. That's about it. See ya.